Earphones are small devices, light and comfortable to wear, that allow us to listen to music, watch television, or talk on the phone without having to keep it attached to the ear during the call. Thanks to earphones, we can therefore listen to the music we prefer, when and where we want, on the bus, on the train, when we run, or while we train in the gym. While technology has made our lives easier, it is also responsible for an increase in health problems related to its excessive and irresponsible use. The question that many experts ask themselves is whether the use of earphones is harmful to the ear and to hearing in general. In this video, we will try to answer these questions. According to the latest report by the World Health Organization, without effective and timely intervention by 2050, a quarter of the world's population will have hearing problems, and at least 700 million of these will need ear and hearing care or other rehabilitation services. Among the main causes, we find noise pollution and the improper use of new technologies, such as headphones and earphones. Effects on the auditory system. Prolonged use of earphones creates ear canal hygiene problems, as well as an increased risk of ear infections and diseases. This is because earphones hinder the natural self-cleaning process that earwax does, a yellowish waxy substance secreted by special glands called ceruminous glands. Earwax represents a sort of antibacterial barrier and has the task of lubricating the external auditory canal, avoiding dryness and itching. Prolonged use of earphones could compress this waxy substance, making it less fluid and more difficult to expel naturally. One of the possible consequences is the formation of a cerumen plug, which blocks the external auditory canal and causes ringing in the ears, a reduction in hearing capacity, and a feeling of loss of balance. The earphones also hinder the passage of air, as well as trapping sweat and humidity, thus creating an environment conducive to the proliferation of bacteria and therefore the onset of external ear canal infections. Headphones, as well as staying in the ears, travel with us most of the time, in your pockets, purse, or backpack, accumulating a large amount of dust and dirt. If the ear cushions are not cleaned regularly, bacteria can be introduced into the ears more easily, as they are put directly into the ear canal. If the earphones are also shared among other people, the transfer of bacteria increases, and therefore the risk of contracting more or less serious ear infections. How do earphones damage hearing? The ears work like a kind of radar, picking up sound waves from the surrounding environment and sending them through the external ear canal to the eardrum. It is a thin, semi-transparent membrane, which has the task of transmitting sound waves to the ossicles chain, a set of 3 small bones: hammer, anvil, and stirrup. These 3 small bones transmit vibrations to the liquid present in the cochlea, the part of the inner ear that translates acoustic information into nerve impulses that the human brain understands. Thanks to this complex functioning mechanism, we can hear all the sounds around us. As some studies have shown, listening to music too loud for long periods of time can have a harmful effect on the auditory system. If the sound is too loud, for example in the case of music played at full volume, very strong vibrations reach the cochlea. The hair cells present in the inner ear are thus damaged or reduced in number, with a consequent loss of sensitivity to sound vibrations. The result of this acoustic trauma is hypoacusis or permanent hearing loss. It must have happened to all of us, after an evening at the disco or after a concert, to have a feeling of muffled or reduced hearing and to perceive annoying buzzes. We talk about post-traumatic hearing loss, and it occurs because exposure to high-intensity sounds irritates the hair cells of the cochlea. Fortunately, after a few hours, the symptoms tend to disappear, the whistling fades away and hearing recovers. However, if exposure to loud noise becomes a habit, the auditory system suffers serious damage. Hair cells, once damaged, cannot spontaneously regenerate or even reproduce. However, according to recent research published in Nature, there is a master gene capable of regenerating both internal and external hair cells of the ear. This is an important discovery that paves the way for the possibility of restoring hearing in patients with deafness. Advice. In order to listen to music in peace and protect the health of the auditory system, experts remind you to follow some simple recommendations. Turn down the volume of the music. It is you who must listen to it, not those around you. A good technique is to follow the 60-60 rule, that is, listen to music with earphones at 60% of the maximum volume allowed by the device, and for no more than 60 minutes at a time. Experts recommend a 15-minute break for every hour we use earphones. Most smartphones notify you when you go above 60% volume and invite you to turn it down. While this is a very useful function in safeguarding the health of the listener, on the other hand, it is a message that the user can easily ignore. Another harmful habit that most people have is turning up the volume of the music as outside sounds get louder. To solve this problem, you should buy noise-canceling earphones, a function that allows you to reduce noise and interference from the external environment. Another tip is to regularly clean the earphones with a soft, dry cloth and rinse the earphone covers under water without using soap or other household cleaners. It is also important not to lend your earphones to friends or family in order to minimize the transmission of bacteria and therefore the onset of annoying ear infections. As we have seen, a few simple rules are enough to follow to protect our hearing when we listen to music.